What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel, Buy Low, Sell Shy. I'm your host Shy, and today was a busy day, really busy day. So I don't know if you noticed, the video camera is a little nicer, and maybe the audio is a little bit nicer. I decided to reinvest some of the profits from my eBay reselling into my business. I got this Anchor camera, and I got this Shure Lapel microphone. Some of the best, and I did buy them on eBay. So it's really cool when you sell stuff on eBay, you can use the money to reinvest in your business or buy other stuff that you actually need or you want. So if you're new to the channel, I've been on eBay for 20 years, YouTube 5 years, I think now. And I'm like 22 subs away from 5,000 subs. So if you enjoy my content or you're watching and you like it and you watch other videos, hit the sub button, I guess. That'd be really, really cool. It'd be kind of neat to have 5,000 subs. Never thought I would. But anyways, if you're new to the channel or even if you watch the channel for a while, I'm a little different. So I like to tell you through real life experiences. And yeah, the money's nice. It is nice to make money on eBay in reselling. I do garage sales too when the season permits it here in Elk Grove Village, Illinois. But I don't suck. So here are my stats on eBay. Because a lot of these channels you watch, it's like entertainment purposes only, and then it's like they hide their eBay store from you because they think you're gonna be a troller. Like, dude, who cares? Seriously, who cares? But my goal is to sell at least $100 a day to make it worth it to me on eBay, and to make it worth it to you for me to tell you my experiences and some of the things that I find, some of the things I make money on. But truly, it's like meeting people, and I really enjoy helping people. So hopefully, I'm helping you in this video. If you watch enough of them, I think you'll gain some helpful knowledge. But I'm not the guy that goes to estate sales or garage sales and films what I'm finding and stuff. That's entertainment purposes only. I don't do that. I might do that when I invest in a GoPro, I guess. But honestly, I think if I had a GoPro on, because I host my own garage stuff, if I had a GoPro on, people react or communicate with you differently, especially here in Illinois. That's just my personal opinion. Like, you walk around with a GoPro, they think you're like ice. And they'll give you the cold shoulder when you're talking to them. People are a little different here around Chicagoland. They'll tell you to go after yourself, or they'll give you the cold shoulder. So you guys down south, cool, you can get away with it. You guys in Florida, whatever, there's you're hit by the sun rays all day. I think it affects your brain. That's cool. But and you'll talk to someone with a camera on and it's recording your conversation. But here in Illinois, yeah, dude, no. It doesn't fly. So kudos to you guys that do all those videos and stuff. That's cool. That's great entertainment. And I watch them too. I like to watch like what you guys are finding, because I like to fill myself with knowledge. But nobody like on YouTube actually shows you like real life stuff. They're trying to sell you something, or in the middle of the video they'll like advertise something. It's like, dude, for what? Really? You're that hungry for money now that you got how many subs and you got to like start, I don't know. Don't sell yourself short. Anyways, so in this video I wanted to go over some of the improvements. So I guess we'll start with that. So I'm so far really liking this camera. It's an Anchor product. I'll put the link in my description. No, I don't get any commission if you click on it. I paid like $47.96, but you can get this from the Anchor store outlet on eBay. It's $47.96 or whatever you pay for taxes with delivery. And then this microphone here I bought from another reseller. And I will show you. I did have it up here, didn't I? Let's see. Well, here's my store. Here's the shark tooth I listed today. I'll tell you that story. I'll try not to go too long. I realized it was I was trying to make a video. I was like, oh my God, it's like 25 minutes long. Yeah, let me go to my purchases here. Like, who do you guys watch on YouTube that's actually going to show you like what they bought on eBay? All right, so here's the microphone I picked up from a reseller, and then this is the camera that I purchased and I just got today. So yeah, it's been a long day. So anyways, my day started with, woke up very early. Today is Sunday. I had a garage sale yesterday. It was very successful, even though it rained, because a guy that buys comics came by and he spent $150 in comics. I'll show you the comics that he bought. and he liked them so much he came back again today and spent another $180. Like, dude, who sells $150 to one person at a garage sale, and then what you sell them is so good they show up the next day and spend even more money? Crazy, right? And it was a rainy day, like yesterday, and this morning it was raining too. So anyways, I got up very early, and what I like to do in my eBay store is not have a lot of stuff to do very first thing Monday morning, because I feel it like deflates you. Because the last thing you want to do is like have anxiety about waking up the next morning and have to ship a bunch of stuff out. So I always like to get my shipping done, anything that I've sold throughout the weekend. I like to have it already boxed, ready to go, and take to the post office. And I can, as long as I take it to the post office by like 4 o'clock, they said by 5 o'clock the truck comes, picks it all up, and I take all my packages in person. Don't like go to the kiosk, scan it, and dump it on the front counter. If you want to provide good customer service, take the time, bring it all with you, have the post office guy scan it, then it says the post office got it, and then ultimately your buyer gets it faster. And it'll prevent all those messages like, hey man, you didn't ship my item out. You say provide 24 hours. Like, dude, just do your job. Do that. Get the stuff out. And like, if you guys ever bought something on eBay and like it takes the seller like 5 days to actually provide a tracking number, it drives me nuts. So don't be that reseller. Don't be that guy. Anyways, the other thing you won't find on my channel is I find Whatnot is very interesting, but I find Whatnot as a means of, I'm lazy, I want to work on the people, I want to sell the people that are my fans, and I want you to buy stuff from me, and I'm too lazy to put it on eBay. It's like, I think Whatnot's kind of like a cop-out, personally, for a lot of channels. Now, the guys that own coin shops that want to do Whatnot, that's different. You can either sell it on YouTube or do Whatnot, but I don't think I'll ever do Whatnot like live auctions. It's just, I don't know. I don't specialize in one thing enough, and I don't have that large of a following. It's like, I don't know. I like the experience of meeting people in person, so I do host my own garage sales, and I like the experience of providing good service on eBay. Like, that's what got me here. So why pull away from the eBay format and go Whatnot because you're lazy or you got a bunch of junk and you live in an area you can't have a garage sale, or I don't know, you're like an introvert, like you're good on camera, but you can't have a normal conversation with someone face to face without having a GoPro on. I don't know, that's just me. So anyways, that's what makes my channel a little bit different. So anyways, I wanted to get into some of the items that I personally use to ship items out, and I want to show you the 3 things I actually sold. So here's my store, here are my sales, here is a shark tooth that I listed while having a conversation with my neighbor. I listed this while I was talking to my neighbor, and I'm like, he's always bringing me something. I'm like, dude, what is all this? He's got all this amazing things. I'm like, and I was literally telling him, like, dude, you have all these items that you're finally letting go. And I'm like, he's like, yeah, I got rooms full of this stuff. He's like, it's ridiculous, all this stuff. And he's like, and it's cool talking to you because you can sell it for top dollar, and I don't mind splitting with you, like whatever. He's like, you know, he probably let this go at a garage sale for like, you know, $10 and get pissed off then because he, you know, he's just that type of guy. So I'm like, so he keeps bringing like this stuff over, and we were talking about, he went to this game. He saw the Bulls win the championship. He went to the Blackhawks when they, he was like, he had like seats behind the Bulls bench. I'm like, dude, you've had all these awesome experiences. I'm like, do you have any stuff from these? He's like, yeah, I got like closets full of stuff. I'm like, all right. So he brings by this hat, and I'm like, because he was telling me like this is the year the Bulls were like 70 and whatever, you know, that it was a league breaking record. And I'm like, dude, that's brand new. Like, you still have the tags on it. I'm like, this is cool. So he keeps like bringing stuff over, you know, while I'm having a garage sale. But today was like really, really, really busy because I got up, I got my items shipped out, you know, got them ready to take the post office the next day. Then I'm like, all right, I got to clean out my garage because I got to clear out my storage facility. I don't know about you guys, but my storage facility is called Extra Space Storage. They give you the first month free. It's a 10x5 unit. It was $55 a month. Then they raised it to $89. And then like 60 days ago, they sent me a mailer. It was $159 a month. Dude, they jacked up like $104. I was like, dude, I guess I got to get my stuff out of storage. And I don't use my storage facility to resell out of. It literally was like from moving from one house to where we're at now. So you know, $55 is fine, but I'm like, dude, I gotta make room in my garage. Like, I'm not paying an extra. I'm not paying $159 for a 10 by 5 space on something I don't make money on anymore, you know? So it was an entire box truck. So I was like, all right, today I got to get to Home Depot at 2:30 because I don't know if you guys know this, but you can rent a truck from Home Depot, but then they give you like 75 minutes, and you can rent a box truck for $45. It was a nice box truck too, man. It had like automatic windows. It had, the air conditioning was blast cold. It had a ramp. It had everything. You know, it's not the $19 one that you, when you're grabbing lumber or a ladder or something that doesn't fit in your car. And I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's an ethnic thing though. There's so many. I saw a dude put a freaking engine in the back of his Mercedes, like a little Honda engine or something he bought from Home Depot. I'm like, dude, bro. Why? I was thinking about. I didn't say anything, but I'm like, this guy is ruining his car. to save 19. That's like, people are so cheap. It's like, dude, you own a Mercedes. Why would you put this heavy item? And he had a full carload too, because he brought his friends, you know, help him load it. And he's like cramming this thing in the trunk of his Mercedes, like ruining his car. I'm like, thinking to myself, like, why don't you just spend the $19, you cheap SOB, and get a freaking, you know, truck here? So anyways, I rented my truck. I got there at 2:30, $45. And I'm like, all right, it's go time. I'm going to my storage facility, which, so the Home Depot from my house is literally seven minutes. The storage facility from Home Depot is 7 minutes, and then it's 7 minutes back to my house. So it's like this triangle, right? So from my house to Home Depot to the storage facility. So I rent the truck, go to the storage facility. Of course, there's another truck in there, like doing an entire house. I'm like, bro, I need to like squeeze my truck over. And you drive in this facility. My stuff's on the second floor. My wife's with me, who's awesome. She's like, yeah, let's just knock this out. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, there's nothing really big in there. And I forgot, like, we had an exercise machine. We had 3 bikes. It was full. It was full. It filled the entire box truck. So we knocked it out in 15 minutes, drove home. I already had cleaned out my garage. I was listing stuff while I was in my garage. So I listed this shark tooth that my neighbor gave me and this bull's hat. This guy stopped by that bought comics from me yesterday, spent $150. He bought these comics here. Let me go to my unsolds. Show you guys. That's the other thing too, is like sometimes I'll keep the stuff I have on eBay. So if someone's like interested in something, so if someone's like, I like comics, then I'll be like, well, how much money did you bring? Because I got some really nice ones I'll give you a good deal on that I'm actually listed on eBay. And sometimes people like, they'll be standoffish from it. And then sometimes they'll be like, oh no, this is cool. This guy really wants to unload some stuff. So anyways, this guy's like obviously a comic book collector. So he stopped by, but I sold him this Patsy and Hetty one yesterday, along with like 4 other comics that I just put like the $5 to $10 ones. I didn't want to list them all on eBay. And they're golden age, right? They're from the 50s, which I knew nothing about. So I had to buy like special holders and stuff to keep these comics nice. But anyways, he's walking in my driveway. I'm literally spraying off. I'm like cleaning out my garage, so I'm like spraying off some floor mats. And it was all of a sudden sunny and beautiful. Like, dude, the last 2 days it's been like really rainy in the morning, and then it's like sunny and beautiful. So it's really annoying when you're trying to host a garage sale. So anyways, he spent $150 yesterday, and one of the comics was this Patsy and Hetty comic. And then I'll click on this for you guys. So I told him, like, these are the ones I got listed on eBay. So he only grabbed this one yesterday, and then he grabbed 5 others, but he still spent $150. And I sold him, I'm like, dude, I'll sell this to you cheap. I'll sell it to you like for half of what I got on eBay, because I'm like, I'd rather you have it, because he's bought comics from me before. So anyways, he grabs this comic, he sends a photo to his buddy, and I was not expecting to see him the very next day, because I sold this to him yesterday, and today's Sunday. So he shows up, and he's got a big smile on his face. He's like, yeah, I sent photos to my buddy, and my buddy's like, well, yeah, dude, that's $100 comic. He's like, you got that at a garage sale? He's like, yeah, I buy comics from this guy all the time, which he does. He's bought comics from me since last year, but I really haven't got any new comics besides these Golden Age ones. So, but he liked this one. I'm like, yeah, this one's kind of cool. It's like, it's a kissing booth, which was kind of like risque for the 50s. This is from 1952. And it's a #1 comic, Patsy and Hetty. So if you see this, if you guys see this out in the wild, if you see a Patsy and Hetty, and this one was not in the greatest condition. Look at this corner. They're trashed, right? But it was pretty darn good compared to the other comic. There's writing on it, right? But the guy said, he's like, yeah, my friend wants to give me $100 for it because he's like, but I know that guy, he's gonna take it and he's gonna get it graded and he's gonna then he's gonna sell it, and that like made the guy mad because he's a collector. So I'm like, well, did you sell it to him? Is that why you're here to buy more? He's like, no, man. He's like, I was just thinking to myself, he's like, whenever am I going to have an opportunity to go to a garage sale and buy comics from the 50s? I'm like, yeah, I know, man. It's like when I saw these, I'm like, I have to buy these to keep them and get them out in the wild. But I'm like, I was even thinking of like going to a comic book store, but I'm like, dude, then they're going to like downgrade, they're going to give you this whole spiel and they just want to get them from you really cheap, which I could have done. I could have definitely doubled my money just by bringing the comic books. But I'm like, I'm the type of person where it's like, I'd rather someone that actually collects it get it for me from a garage sale, because then that's a story you'll tell your friends. You'll be like, dude, I got this awesome comic. And again, there's no Spider-Mans or Hulks or stuff, but this guy's like an avid collector. He has Spider-Man 1 and Hulk. And he's like, I don't tell my neighbors what I've got. He's like, I got a lot. I'm like, wow. And then I'm like, I've never even seen those comics in real life, but I'm like, so like he was talking about the original, the very first Hulk one. I'm like, did that come out in the 50s? He's like, I don't even know. And then I looked at him like, oh, it came out in 1962. I'm like, well, these are from the 50s, dude. They're even older. So anyways, long story short, he spent $150 yesterday. Thank you so much, because you saved my day for me wasting my time. And then today he came back and spent another $180. So literally, like, I was expecting to sell my normal $20 in the morning and Sunday, and then it rained. I'm like, all right, I just need to clean out my garage and get ready for the stuff I got to grab from my storage today. So my goal was not really to like sell stuff, but I'm like, I got my garage open anyways. Might as well advertise the garage sale. So it was really cool to hear that story. And basically, now this guy's going to show up every Saturday to see if I got anything else new. But he like watches a garage sale finder because I'll like post photos and stuff. And I'll even put in there like, hey, if you've been here before, I got new stuff, come on by, because I want my regulars to keep coming by. But the last 2 days, like for a garage sale, sucks. So when it rains, like the families don't come out. And a lot of times when families come and visit my garage sale, I really like helping people and so on and so forth. So that's just me. So I like to have those conversations, interactions. And I feel like if I was wearing a GoPro and recording this whole thing, it'd be really cool. But then I don't think I'd have a real conversation with people. People would definitely, especially here in Chicagoland, they shut down. It's like, dude, you got a camera on. I'm not telling you anything, and they don't want to be on camera. So sorry, I can't do that. But you guys down south can get away with that. Anyways, so I'm going to go over some of the things that I use for my business real quick. So I don't use a roller printer. First of all, I use a Brother HLL, so HL-L 2300D. That's the printer I use. And I actually print my labels, and I cut them with real scissors. And I recommend getting some old vintage scissors. These have a 5.5 inch from one edge to the other. So it allows you to, when you're cutting the label, which I'll show you here, it's just super effortless. Yeah, you got to use your fingers, you got to use some whatever, but you can then take your label and then if you're selling a CD, so this is one of the CDs that I sold, and I'll show you that here on the screen here. So $5.99, I picked up the CD for 49 cents. So I like to wrap my CDs. And these are dollar store baggies. I don't have an example of that one. So it's now the $1.25 store, but you get 58 of them. So they fit a CD perfectly. Okay. So you don't want to just ship the CD like this without any protection inside. So I like to cut bubble wrap, just a little piece, put it right here on the CD, and then close it. So that way when it's in shipping and it's going like this and it's going like that, the CD doesn't fall out, and when your buyer opens it up, it's all scratched up, and then they're mad and they leave you negative feedback, or they send you a return and then they return you something that you can't even resell anymore without resurfacing it. I do own a resurfacing machine, but I'd rather someone just get this item and it's nice. And then I put it in the Ziploc bag. I seal it so that way in case the day they're getting their package, if it's really wet and rainy and the mailman throws it in a puddle, it doesn't get wet. And then I buy these boxes here for CDs. I'll show them to you here. So we'll go back to my purchases. Here they are. So I bought this from LD Mart. I got 250 of these at 55 bucks. So that is, come on calculator, $0.20 for a box. And then I take a piece of tape. Now I recommend having 2 tape guns. One for your actual label. That's just your standard Tarton is the brand tape gun with clear tape, and get the good clear tape, the ones that actually adhere to the box. And then I would recommend a 3-inch one with this tan tape to use to actually seal your boxes. So if you're like me and you cut your labels, use this for your labels and your other items that you don't want a big old piece of tan tape on, but then use a 3-inch one for that, for your actual taping the boxes. So I'll take this box, which that's how it comes, that's on your screen here, for 20 cents. And I don't recommend ever doing free shipping. And I don't know if you guys have living under a river right now, but it's the post office just raised their rates again. And you don't want to have a bunch of stuff in your store where you got free shipping. So I take the box like that, okay, and then I've already put the bubble wrap inside the CD, and then I put it this way first, so the sealed part first, and it fits this box perfectly. So guys, don't just throw a CD in a bubble mailer, because if someone at the post office puts a very heavy package on top of it, the jewel case will crack, and then your buyer will be like, well, the CD's okay, but it's like there's a million pieces of plastic inside. It looks like someone smashed it. So spend 20 cents on a boxed item to ship your CDs in. So here it is. It's all nicely sealed. And then you can buy these. These are, what are these? 9x6s or 8x6s? Here, I'll show you down here. There's the tape I just bought. So there's the hard cardstock, this 6x8s, which are like 24 cents a piece. And then I like these. So I buy mine from Supply Hut. Not advertising for them, it's just whoever's the cheapest and that supplies it. So then I take this box and put it in this bubble mailer. And it fits in there like so. And then you got the adhesive here. Okay, so you just go like that. And then you push it down. But don't just trust that, because sometimes if you're in a hot or dry or winter environment, so you want to take another piece of tape and you want to tape that seal like that. Okay, and then you just take your label and you put it on there and you tape it on there. So that's how I like to ship CDs, and that way you know as a seller with confidence that this thing ain't coming back. And the only reason it would come back is because upon delivery it's all smashed and broken, or it's not smashed and broken but the CD inside got loose and it's skipping all over the place. And you guys that sell video games, you better be doing the same damn thing. You better be taking a little piece of bubble wrap, put that inside that DVD or video game holder, so that way that video game ain't jumping all around. Now with CDs it's a little different. The video game ones sometimes have a better adhesion to the actual game disc itself, and it's not going anywhere. But you know, if you're selling like Sega CD or Wii Sports or whatever, like Wii games or Xbox games, PlayStation games, just put a piece of bubble in there, man. Because, like, especially with a video game, people don't want scratches on their stuff, man. You don't want that stuff coming back because a lot of you guys that sell video games such a low margin to begin with. So, anyways, I made a whole $3.65 after eBay fees, and if you include the materials, probably $3 straight profit. That's after material costs, paying for the label and everything. Not crazy money, but that CD was super easy to list, I bought a lot of them. I bought like 200 CDs for 49 cents each. So the other thing too is don't spend a lot of money on your items, especially CDs. If you're going to sell them for $6, don't be spending $3 on it, because then you're dumb. You're only going to make $1. And when I mean you're dumb, I mean I'm dumb, because I've done that before. All right. The other item I like to buy is a 7x6x4 box. And I buy these from eBay as well. Well, I haven't bought them lately, but here I got my bubble wrap from Supply Hut as well. So what I like about these boxes is it pretty much fits most smaller items. So you just take the box like that, and then you fold it like that. Oops. Drop my new lapel light, Mike. Not used to it. Yeah, I don't edit my videos. All right, and then you take your tape roll. We're doing this live. Okay. So then you tape the bottom of your box, then you've got an actual box. Now, I sold a ring that's only this big, but I'm putting in this big giant box because you don't want to ship little rings in just a bubble mailer, because that's not a very good presentation, plus it can get lost. So this is the ring that I sold. I spent $20 on this ring. Here it is. Beautiful, beautiful ring. Big old stone on there, rose gold, still has the tag. Okay. So this ring I made $40 profit on. So you don't want to just put the ring though in the box loose like that, because that's not cool, because then it's rattling all around and then the ring's going to hit the top of this while it's shipping. So you want to take, I thought I pre-cut this before I made the video. So you want to take your bubble wrap, just cut it like this. Okay, so you want to take a little thin strip like that, and then inside the box you just want to stuff it with this bubble wrap like that. Okay. And then this has a nice little presentation box because it was brand new. Yeah, it has my name written on the bottom because that's the auction house I bought it from, and they just like writing my name on stuff, which is whatever. But then you want to take your bubble wrap and then wrap the entire box. But you don't want to use the tan tape because that looks ugly. So you want to think of a buying experience like your buyer just got this, the items box that's nicely wrapped. So you tape it like that. Just make them a little present. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? So I bubble wrap this. And then you want to take, like, you know, everyone's got these, or you buy stuff from Amazon or these things. Don't throw them away. Use them. So then you can put your item inside. Roll it all up. So it's like that. And then put that inside your box. Like so. And then take your box, tape it all up. So now we've got a big box with a beautiful ring that someone spent $69 plus tax plus shipping, and they're gonna get their item. And then I still gotta, like, you know, cut the label and put that on there. And then I sold a lighter part. So this little part here. This is a good video to show. So the buyer spent $12 on this little itty bitty spring. Okay, it's a spring that goes inside of a lighter, And I tried to fix the slider, I couldn't, so I'm like, I gotta part it out. And I know someone needs parts because I've tried to find parts for these lighters and they're impossible. They're ST DuPont lighters made in France. They're vintage. So you take something apart that's old, someone else probably has this spring and they broke it, right? So why would someone spend $12 on this? Because you can't get it. So with these items, I like to do it this way. So I take my 6x8 envelope, which I bought right here. These guys right here. So this envelope cost me 24 cents, almost 25 cents, but it's very thick. It's not those flimsy ones. And I take older envelope that I cut in half, so it's double cardstock. So I put my item inside this one, tape it up, so that way it's all nicely sealed, okay? And then you just put it inside that one. Now, if the item was not metal, if it was a little more fragile, I would bubble wrap it or probably do a hard stock envelope inside a bubble mailer or a bubble mailer inside of this. And this has the adhesion on it. This is actually designed for like to ship video games in. And then you never want to trust the factory adhesion. You want to tape it there. So now this guy who bought this part spent $12. He ain't gonna lose that in his mailbox. So you don't want to ship in a little tiny envelope. You want to ship in a nice thick envelope like that. So there we go. We've got our boxed ring. We've got our CD that's properly boxed and ready to go, and we have our label here. So anyways, I just figured I'd make this video. It's pretty cool. The setup on this camera on my computer is super simple, easy. They don't try and sell you anything, and then the microphone is it's a lapel mic. You know, it's literally you plug it into your computer's headphone jack / thing, and then you put it on your lapel. So I'm digging it. I think it's cool. So anyways, guys, hopefully this video has helped you guys out. Hopefully, you know, don't give up. Keep listing stuff. If you want to sell $100 a day, you got to list 100 items or $100 worth of items a day, and I think you'll do fine. But don't just focus on something. You know, don't put the blinders on. Try not to sell stuff that you actually enjoy, because then you won't want it to sell to anybody, even your doubles. Some people have collection issues. But I appreciate you guys watching my long video today, and hopefully you've learned something. Keep watching, and I'll put a link in my video. Actually, this is what I'm gonna do. In the next video, I'm gonna redo my how to ship a coin or stamp under $20 value that's not bullion for, I think it's 74 cents now. Maybe it's 79 cents. It used to be 63 cents. So I'm going to redo that video, but I'm going to teach you guys that want to sell collectible coins, trading cards, and stamps, and how people are able to ship them for under $1.25 with tracking on eBay. So that'll be my next video, because I think that'll be very helpful. But I appreciate you guys stopping by, hearing about my day today, and learning something along the way. So again, for reinvestment purposes in your business, the Brother printer is awesome that I use. Buy some of this tape too, because sometimes you have small items and it's got easy double, you know, it doesn't, it lets things not move around inside the package. You can also use it for taping down comics or albums. Don't put it on the actual cardboard part, but like over anything plastic. It keeps that comic or that record from moving up and down while it's inside the shipping box, or small items. And then definitely invest in a nice pair of long scissors if you cut your own labels. You should have some nice scissors anyways. Definitely have a ruler, both this style and tape measure, and then the 2 tape guns that I use. So pretty easy to sell stuff, but some people do a really good job on selling it, but then they do a horrible job shipping it. So it's just good to be good at everything, and that way your buyers have a good experience and they'll come back and buy more from you. So anyways, guys, appreciate you guys watching my video. You guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.